Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jimena Rizalcido. Today we will be looking at Reflection 13 for the subject of migration and health with the topic cultural stress and the double physical border of the success migration. What are the main points of the reading documentary focus on concepts, ideas, and themes. Main points of the reading. Um, the central theme that articulates both documents is the inevitable and profound impact on the migration mental health as a result of the interaction with the whole society culturally. The focus is not on the physical journal but on the psychical metamorphosis demanded of the individual. The first document focused on the concept of acculturative stress. I understand it as a form of mental tension more intensive in the migration than in the host society, which arises from the conflicts between the culture of original and the receiving culture. This process of cultural um, adaptations or acculturation has different paths described by various models. The four possibly acculturation strategies I consider fundamental are integration. The health were a retained culture of original and at the same time seek interaction with the whole society. Assimilation I reject my original culture to full adopt the new one. Separation rejection. I cling to my culture of original and reject contact with the new society. Marginalization I reject this second documentary complements this by breaking down the specific emotional reactions and it introduces me to the notion of cultural bereavement. This is mourning the loss of social structural, cultural value, roles, stations, and a part of my identity that is not material. It's not just missing family, but feeling the void left by the cultural actors that define who I am. Um, Other crucial concepts are cultural shock and cultural conflict. Cultural shock it is that initial feeling of confusion and loss of identity and control that I like feel shortly after arriving. Cultural conflict, on the other hand, is a more prolonged tension, often integrational, that occur um a cultural conflict, on the other hand, is a more prolonged tension, often integrational, that occurs with my values clash with those of my family. In essence, the big theme is that migration triggered a series of risk factors that demonstrated that the adaptation process is for many a prolonged mental health crisis. Was anything unclear or confusion to you? Why? What was less clear to me and required me to read several themes was the idea of cultural congression and the distinction between sociocentric and egocentric societies and individuals. I understand that a sociocentric society is one where social ties are strong and individually in integration into structures based on kinship and the group. On the other hand, an egocentric society focus on autonomy An unaged person taking care of themselves or their immediate nuclear family. The confusion arises very tricky to Apple T prediction model, for example, when the possibility of egocentric individuality from a society where migrations the egocentric society is raising alternative text suggests in the migration city in very well. The interaction becomes complicated when the individual finds themselves surrounded by a sociocentric community within teenage egocentric society, it's a game of for variability that seem excessively theoretic and difficult to apply in clinical or personal practicing. I find it difficult to visualize and deeply understand how the individuality personal developed in the sociocentric context if the character of primary egocentric and how this internet congress affects the migration process beyond mere withdrawal, or alternative. The concept is powerful, but the execution in the text seems too abstracted for a complete understanding. What was new to me and did it change how I think about or perceive things? The most impact facts that truly changed my perception was the connection between a great acculturation and the increase in risk behaviors such as alcohol abuse and suicide rates in the certain migrant population, like Mexican Americans. My initial and naive perceptions was that total assimilation was the most direct path to success and well-being. The document, however, shows me a paradoxical relation. For example, it is observed that the suicide rate among Mexicans in Mexico is significantly low that in countries like the United States or Canada. Furthermore, the rate of daily alcohol consumption is much higher in the third generation of Mexican Americans that in Mexicans in Mexico. This suggests that as immigration laws their original cultural ties, they also lose the protective factors in their cultures. And in states adults raised the behaviors parenting from the majoring society in the transformation my way of thinking. Um, no, I see the culture of original not only as a set of tradition but as a protective shield against certain pathologies. Was there anything you would like to explore further or learn more about we? I would like to explore the integration strategy and its mechanisms of success further both and the individual and society level. The next are very clear in pointing out that integration is the healthy outcome for the migration. However, integration is a dual process. It depends as much on the effort to mind my culture and interaction with the new one as it does on the willingness of the whole society to accept me. I would like to investigate a concrete model of society and community policies that incorporate this bidirectional integration, especially addressing the social variables that can impede it. The text mentioned that the degree of pluralism, tolerance, and racist qualities in the host society are a determining factor in the level of a cultural strength if the host society systemically rejects me. My best effort to integration will be in bind. Therefore, I am interested in learning about what education programs help be shown to reduce intolerance and racism. What are the best practices is asylum or migration policy that activity promotes pluralism and mutual respect. I want to move from the theory that integration is the best to the practice of how success integration is both to reduce mental health risks in migration population. Giving a lesson on a specific example of an aspect or experience in your personal professional life related to the main topics shown in the documentary. Acculturative was generated by the class of workplace cultures. The new work culture was mechanically egocentric, individualistic. Direct competition was encouraging feedback was brutally honest and striking to the point, and total autonomy was expected. In contrast, I come from a more sociocentric environment where personal relationships are key. Negative feedback is softened with countries the mind, group harmony, and decision making is more consensual. The tension became non-liberating. I had to assimilate a new code of aggression and direct communication to be considered competitive, but this contradiction my cultural unboxing in retrospect. If I maintained my original interaction style, I was labeled as ineffective or evasive. If I forced the assimilation, I felt like an impostor, exhausted, be having to act like something I was not. These substantial traits led me to a state of exhaustion and caused me to question my decisions. I realized that the true challenge of migration was not the language barrier, but the physical border of the double identity I had to carry. On personal work, aggressivity adapts at work to supplement and another person work retracted study. So their cultural of original at home to help. This professional experience taught me first that a cultural stress is a form of mental health crisis that affects even economically social migrants. I am finished. Thank you for watching. My name is Jimena. Thank you.